technology is one of the things that moves copyright law forward because it creates new capabilities. From that, you can see a tradition of sort of technology pushing on copyright, technology remixing copyright, if you will, and you really see where these copyright rights that, again, allow for these compulsory license for cover songs, but don't give you any rights to do that with a sound recording, may be getting left behind a little bit.
What is Legitimix trying to do to solve those issues?
There's a tradition of personal use where if you bought something, you have the right to remix it, do what you will with it. And that's what Legitimix does, it essentially enables that right. So when you're buying or getting from MRock, it's his instructions to recreate his remix using your tracks at home. So people have described this as incremental clearance. So rather than MRock having to negotiate an upfront clearance, every time somebody wants to enjoy his remix, they go and buy the underlying track.
You know, there's good karma to putting stuff out, and there being a legal way to pay the artist and earn something for yourself. So it's nice that there's like kind of a way to go around getting your stuff out without going to a distributor and lawyer.
To me, what's interesting about the technology that you guys are working on is it's a technological solution to a legal problem that doesn't look like it's going to go away, because the law is fairly inflexible. It's really hard to change. It changes once every 30 years, maybe.
The ideal thing would be a legislative environment for this to happen, but there are other examples. For example, YouTube came up with the same problem when it came to sync rights, for when people synchronize Get Lucky with their cat videos. And so that also, just like with remixing, is there is no framework to do that, and they built a whole technological framework called Content ID to handle that scenario. So law takes a while to catch up, and what we're trying to build is a bridge that will allow this art form to flourish until that magical day comes where there's a more comprehensive legal framework for it.
You can create this software like Legitimix, where it makes it easy to create a remix without having to go clear the rights with every single person who has a sample on that track, which is, well nigh impossible unless you have the money to make it happen. But obviously, like, that is the tiny, tiny minority of the way that this music gets made. And right now, the default API is just like, don't clear anything, don't charge anything for it, so that nobody will come after you and find another way to make money.
One of the unfortunate myths that gets circulated about how copyright law works is that it's not the case that you won't be liable just because you didn't charge for it, especially with what are called statutory damages. I mean, this is where you hear about people losing court cases for millions and millions of dollars over some file sharing.
If you're a DJ or producer like myself, you put up a track by a big artist like Justin Timberlake, SoundCloud takes it down. You put it up again, but you change the name around, you're just kind of hoping that no one's going to take it down. It's not good karma. It's not a safe way to put music out, and it's not a good way to like take your profession.
If you were able to say, yes, I attribute this person, and they get compensated, the people will understand, yes, you're actually honoring them by sampling them and getting them paid. I interact with both original artists and remixers. That's the feeling that the feedback we're getting. Like, for example, I sat down with the gentleman who manages all the back catalog at EMI, and he said, well, this is great because he could turn every DJ into a salesperson for my catalog. And so that there's a symbiosis between remixers and original artists that right now, due to the framework, is sort of frayed. What we're hoping is that we can foster that so both remixer and original artists benefit. When you move to a technological framework, it opens up a lot of possibilities.